How many of you would raise your hands to say, all of our campuses do this, how many of you raise your hands to say that when I had my first child, that somehow in that process, I understood a lot more about God? So however you'd word that, something like, well, wow, it affected you dramatically. How many of you would say that's true? Okay, that's not an uncommon experience. It's like, I remember, because you have the whole, like, how did this happen thing, right? And this, how can there not be a God when all this stuff happens this way and you have this child that looks like this or whatever it is? But then there's the process of love. Like, I don't care who you are, and I don't care how cute the girl or the boy was. It's not until you have your first child that you understand the process of love. It's a whole different ballgame. It's just different, right? And all of a sudden you're losing your mind, and you think, okay, I love this child so much. You're like 10 days old. You've never loved anything like this in your whole life. This is the best thing ever. And then after 30 days, you're like, man, I didn't think I could love any more than I loved at 10 days because, man, I thought I loved my kid at 10 days, but how I feel today is like I hated that kid back then. This is awesome. I could never love anything more than I love my child right now. Yes, until they're 60 days old. And you're like, man, I thought I'd reached my limit of love when they were 30 days old. There is nothing like this. How many know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just nothing like it. Right? Or when they crawl up in your lap and you at the end of a hard day and they crawl up in your lap or whatever it is, right? And it's like, as a parent, you just melt. Like, oh, there's no way to explain it until it happens. But when it happens, you go, oh, that's what they're talking about. And all of a sudden, somehow, that begins to help us understand how our Heavenly Father loves us. At least it did me. And I start to communicate about God's love differently because all of a sudden I kind of understand what it means. And I'm thinking, well, after a year of having this child, man, I thought I loved them before, but wow, I love them a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Like I reached the limit of love how many times? Only to find out there's more. Only to find out there's deeper.